Hello my lovely viewers and friends, and welcome to my channel Taslima Maya Art. It's great to have you back, and for anyone new here, please do consider hitting the like, share, subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. You know I love to hear from you as well, so if you have any thoughts, comments or any suggestions, please do leave a comment for me down below. For today's artwork on the Fluid Art Express, I have a beautiful new piece for you that I'm extremely proud of. It's called Flowers in Her Hair. It's a 3D rose wreath on a woman using acrylic paint skins. And again, this is a complete first for me, making 3D flowers. So we're going to start off with the first step, which is painting the blended background on a deep edge canvas. Okay, welcome. I'm just going to paint my canvas peach. So I'm going to mix up my peach colour in this bowl. Okay, and I've sprayed my canvas already. I'm going to use two colours. The first one is iridescent orange yellow from Pepio. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it. It's very pretty. Just take that off. There we go. Put some of that into a bowl. There we go. We're going to need a fair bit, I think. And then we have cadmium yellow medium hue. Okay, both of these are from Pepio, the brand Pepio, which you can get in most parts of the world, I think. And these I got off a local craft store here in the UK, but you can get them off Amazon and other websites. I'm going to add a little bit of Amsterdam titanium white to this colour, and I'm going to adjust the colour really to try and figure out how much I actually need of each of those colours to create the right hue for my peach. Okay, so I'm trying to come up with a peach colour ideally. Okay, I might add a little bit of water to this to thin it down. There we go. Pop that over there, and we're just going to mix this up now. Okay, so as I said, I haven't really mixed a lot of colours over the last 20 years, but this is pretty fun trying to find the right colour for my peach. Now that's looking a lot more orangey than I wanted it to look, so I might add a lot more yellow to see if that changes it up a bit. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put a dollop of my Amsterdam titanium white in as well. Try and lighten that colour up a lot more. So it really does depend on what colour peach you want to go for, and I really light peach. And this colour I'm going to add now is the Pearl Pink Tulip from Arteza. Okay, it's a mica colour, so let's see what happens with that. I don't want too much of that in. There we go, and see if this colour will bring it up to a more peachier colour. The fourth colour I've added is Light Rose from Amsterdam. Okay, and I've put a big dollop of that in there. I'm going to mix it in now to try and lighten it a bit more. I'm going to paint this on. And I sprayed the back of this canvas with water to try and get it to tighten up, because it's slightly loose. But when it dries, it should tighten up a lot more and not be as slightly saggy in the corner there, as you can see. Okay, that's almost done. It's a lot better, right? I'm going to just do the sides while you wait. Okay, so I'm back, and you can see I painted all the sides now. I'm going to just add some white in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to take some water, put it in here, lighten the colour up. This is just my white. May or may not work, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to just use this piece of paper really to try and mix the colour up, and just right. Let's see if this works. There's only one way to find out, right? can see the very subtle white in the middle. I might add a bit more. It's very, very subtle. Now try again. Just put a bit more white on. Straight down here. There we go. Just very quickly go across the side here. I think that's good. It's a very subtle white blending, and we're going to leave it at that. In steps 2 and 3, we're going to transfer the image to canvas and use Caran d'Ache pencils to outline the woman. Okay, so what I have here is the pencil drawing. I've got a 2H pencil. I'm going to transfer the image. So if you have a look at me, I'm just going to quickly go over these lines. Okay.
She said I won't be back in a while, don't wait. Already packed her bags, called a cab, made space. And she said I won't answer if you call me when you're lonely. I guess I let her go, never mind, it's too late. But I can't believe I let you slip. I think about it 7 days a week, and this just can't be how it's supposed to end up. It's not enough, and maybe time will make you fade, but I don't know if I'm ready to just let you go away like my friends think I should. Cause what if I just wanna be with you? I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Honestly, I can't remember if you love me, or maybe I'm just feeling lonely, I don't know. Just let it go.
Step 4 was to use brush markers to illustrate the woman. For this step, I used Nasu Aquarel brush markers and art markers from this brand here. I will put the links to all the products I used in my description box below for your convenience. I did find this part of the project really relaxing and therapeutic. I love colouring in and I really enjoyed choosing the colours I was going to use for her hair. I chose to go with the lighter colours of orange, yellows and browns, light brown, dark brown, to complement the background colour, the peach colour in the background. I went over her eyebrows with brown, then with a darker brown on top with the brush marks, and this is how she looked when I was almost done with her. I could see that she was really coming together really beautifully, and all those extra hair strands gave her that kind of serene look and that posture and that look in her eyes. I think it came together really well. Please do let me know what you guys think of this process I went through. I kind of sort of just went with the flow and did what I felt I had to do at each stage. There was no real plan as such, other than I wanted to have a painting with a woman in pencil and her hair as a 3D kind of wreath of flowers. Okay, so this is what she looks like now. All I've done is drawn her out in pencil and gone over in coloured pencils. Realised it didn't work very well, didn't show up on the grain of the canvas because I only put one coat of the background colour on, the peachy background colour I have here. And then I went over those lines again using brush pens, and I showed you what they were. They were the Aquarel brush markers that I had from Nasu. And I'll put the links down in the description box for you for all the products I did use. So on this deep edge gallery wrapped canvas, this is what she looks like currently using brush pens. I'm going to lighten up that neck, the side of the neck a little bit more so it's not so stark. And my plan for the next stage is to create the flowers that are going to go on her hair. I'm going to do this using paint skins, so let's get that bit started right away. Step 5 was to create acrylic bloom skins on a silicone mat. Okay, so what you're seeing here is some paint skins that I created last night, just doing a few testers using different colours. And I used peach and some of these similar to the colour that was on the background for my painting. And you can see I use lots of different colours. And what I'm hoping to do is really experiment with these and create some more for you today, which you can watch and see what happens with these and how we can create them into little flowers, 3D flowers. Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm just going to run through the colours with you on the screen. I've got a couple of colours here. I might not use all of them. But we've got a lovely peach here. Hope you can see that. And it's very thick in consistency, it's bloom consistency. And this is a lovely turquoise, which is a custom colour. I'll put up the names of the brands and paints I use, and also in the description box below. And this is a beautiful red. And finally, I have some purple mixed up as well, and this is all with my pouring medium of Valspar Base C gloss, which is untinted paint from the paint store with some Varavane Triple Thick 3-to-1. Okay, so we're going to start with doing our blooms here. This is a silicone mat on one of these spinners, and I'm going to use the Valspar House Painting Silk. Let's try that one. I've also got the Johnston's in the UK, which is also a silk house paint. I'm going to put down, so I want to make a bigger one, so I'm going to put down a fair bit of pillow paint. And because I'm not spinning these out, I'm probably going to smooth it out a bit with my palette knife. Okay, so let's start with that. Move that out of the way. The other thing I didn't mention is my cell activator recipe, which is Payne's Grey by Amsterdam with Austrian Floetrol. That's about 2.5 to 1. And here's some I did earlier. These are all test pieces, which I may or may not use, which are drying. Okay, I'll move them away. Okay, so I'm going to pop some colours onto here, so let's get started. So we're going to go with red first. I'm just going to put it across the middle. And I'm just drizzling it. Okay, then we'll go with the purple. Slightly thicker, I think. It should all really be the same consistency, but never mind. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to add a little bit of this, I think. This colour is lovely, deep maroon colour. Almost a maroon colour. There we go. Maybe a tiny bit of peach, why not? There we go. And finally my turquoise. Okay, don't want that to take over. And I'm going to put my cell activator on top. Cell activator. I'm just going to go in and blow by mouth. So let's do this. There we go. And luckily these colours will be cut out once they're dried, so I don't need them perfect. And we'll try again.
Got herself a guy, and he's good. No, he's great.
Okay. Let's put our colours back down. So we will start with, let's say, some red.
but I can't believe I let you slip. I think about it 7 days a week, and this just can't be how it's supposed to end up.
Some peach.
What if you should really be with me? I wonder what the hell you didn't see.
Purple.
But honestly, I can't remember if I loved you.
Okay, and
But
then
it feels
bananas and
like I do
turquoise.
when I think about you now.
And I might put some edge on with this darker maroon colour around the edge. Why not? And then a little bit of cell activator. There we go, 2 drops of that. I'm just going to blow it out.
What if I just wanna be with you? Oh, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Honestly, I can't remember if you love me, or maybe I'm just feeling lonely. I don't know. Just let it go. But what if you should really be with me?
There you go.
I wonder what the hell you didn't see.
So I'm just going to spread that out with my little palette knife because we don't want too thick a layer. Simply because I'm not going to be spinning these out. And hopefully they won't crack either. There we go. Just make sure it's all evenly distributed. Perfect. Right, and now I'm going to put my cell activator down. This is Payne's Grey, Amsterdam Payne's Grey with Australian Floetrol 321. I'm just going to put a blob of that in the middle, maybe a bit more. There we go. And I'm going to blow down on this, so you will not see this bit. I'll try and do it on camera.
Stranger, Father, forgive me for it, but I don't want it back. If this pain is what it means to have it, then I'd rather be without it. Gave away my heart.
There we go. And as you can see, this it's selling up really nicely. I'm going to let that settle for a little bit.
Why the years go by so slow, as if it wants to remember.
I'll pop this back down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hair dryer. I'll put the link in the description box for you as well. I'm just going to try and blow out the edges a bit, okay? Come in from the top. I do this to make sure there's not too much paint on it. Oops, that was not that one. I was really careful on the angle. That's pretty much how I do my flowers. I'm going to make multiple flowers now using different combinations and different layers of these colours I showed you, and I'm going to wait for them to dry, peel them up and do the next part.
All the mistakes, foreign places, bitter taste, and all the lonely days. Try to stay upright, but it all went wrong. Gave my heart to a stranger. Father, forgive me for it, but I don't want it back. This pain is what it means to have it, and I'd rather be without it.
Here I am simply peeling my skins off my silicone mat. I'm thinking about preparing them to create the 3D roses I have in mind. I also could have just cut them out and glued them on top of a head flat like this, which would look quite nice, but I decided to make 3D flowers instead. Step 5 was to create the 3D roses. There are many different ways to make 3D flowers out of paint skins, and I decided to use templates. I had a few different templates that I drew out and then chose one that I liked. Okay, so welcome back everyone. I just want to show you my skins. They've been drying, they're not fully dry, but I've just painted the backs of them using this colour here, which is Pebeo Iridescent Orange Yellow. And I'm just waiting for these to dry up so I can use them. I'm going to be creating a 3D rose. I'm putting the roses across her hair there, okay, as a wreath. I've managed to cut out some paper templates, and I just drew some shapes, floral shapes on paper, cut them out, put a slit in this one, so this possibly will be one template to use to cut my paint skins. And I will be wrapping this around, for example, onto a skewer. So say for example I will wrap it around like this until it was very, very tight, and I will be building up my petals this way. Okay, that's one technique. The other technique is this one, where I've cut out a number of different size flower outlines and placing them on top of each other like so as paint skins, and then putting a needle through here and then bunching them up as much as possible and turning the petals out as well so they look more 3D, so I can place them on her head. Okay, so that's the second option, and we're going to see what we can do next. So I decided to go with the first option, which I'll show you in a second. And here I've just got a long strip of my paint skin and wrapped it around a skewer, and this will form the bud to work on. It was glued on with a little dab of diamond glaze to secure it. So here is one of the first ever 3D flowers out of paint skins that I made, and I was so happy with this. As you can see, the petals are all very uniform though, so in the future if I did this again I'd make sure they weren't. Okay, welcome back everyone. So I just want to show you, I've got these and they're dried now. Okay, so I can kind of move them around as you can see, and these are going to be the buds. Now I've got different size petals here which I've cut out, and what I'm going to hopefully do is find enough for each one and then layer them, wrap them around this. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping to do next. So we're going to go from small to big. Okay, so we'll line these up now here. There we go. So we need all of the similar ones. This is the largest, and this is, and I painted the backs of them as you can see as well. Okay, because they were, some of them were white backed, so I kind of needed to make sure that we had the right sizes here. The other thing I will be doing, and they are really pretty, as you can see how pretty they are. I'm just going to remove a couple more bigger ones here for my silicone mat, and they come off really easily as you can see, and I'm going to paint the backs of those. And what we'll do then is we will paint the backs. There we go, I'll paint the backs of those. And I'm just using this colour here, the iridescent orange yellow, to paint the backs. So let's just have a look at what we've got here and how many we actually need. So we're just going to use this lot here. So we've got this one to begin with, and I'm just going to cut that. We've got one missing, I think, but that's fine. This will be alright. So we'll cut that right to the middle. And to glue them, I'm using something known as diamond glaze. I'll show you in a second. So cut that one right down to the middle. And I might then put that across there and wrap it around. Okay, like so. I think you can see that. I need a bit more of a slit here, I think. I might put it one this way as well. One this way. And it's really quite malleable, so it's really quite easy to put on. And I'm gonna push it up a bit. So what I'll do is overlap these petals then, like this, like so. I'm gonna put a little bit of diamond glaze then here between these two, here. Okay, so this is the diamond glaze I'm using, and I'm just going to pop a little bit here, as you can see, just a little bit, and then I'm just going to put the lid back on there for a second and wrap this very tightly over and onto the petal. So I hope you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I can then fold these over if I want to. I'm going to keep doing that with each one of these. Okay, so this one's next. I'll pop this down here and I'll just do exactly the same. Okay, so I've got this one and I'm just going to add it there. Just might want to make sure that this can't slip down. Add a little bit across there. Okay, let's pop this on now. And you kind of like just wrap it around the best way you can, really, you know. You can fold them over later. Initially, the best thing to do is just really make sure that it's glued on properly where it needs to go. So we've got the side here. I'm going to start with gluing on this piece here. Put a bit of diamond glaze on there. Perfect. And press this down. That's it. And then I'm going to wrap these right around the stem. And then put a bit more by here. There we go. And I'm just going to push these on. Use a bit of tissue to wipe the excess off. So I'm going to be wrapping this flower round and round and round. I don't know if you can focus on that. See? Beautiful petals. And if some of them look a little bit big, you can trim them a little bit as well. So remember, you can trim them round as well if you want to. Make them a bit more curved. There we go. Perfect. So far, it looks like this. And it looks like that. Okay, so we're going to go with the next one up. And let's do that one. I might pop this here so it's not. And I'm going to create all my flowers this way. So I think you get the gist of how it's done. And this is the first time for me, so it's quite interesting and inspiring. I'm having a lot of fun. Lots of fun. I will definitely be doing this again, that's for sure. And I will just add more and more petals to my rose. Okay, and as you can see, they're all different colours. Maybe I'll leave that one and put this red one on instead and make a red rose for this one, and maybe a blue one for another one. So let's see how that works. Yes, I think that looks good. She's got lots of different colours in here. Colours I'm hoping to replicate across her face, her lips, her hair as well as the final touches. Okay, I'll let you go. Now you've got the gist of it. I'll make the rest of the roses and show you. Now, my friends, I do hope you're enjoying this mixed media acrylic pouring video tutorial. And if you are, please consider hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also sharing this with your friends who may also be interested in acrylic pouring or mixed media artwork. And leave me a comment if you can, and hit the like button as well, because every little interaction you have with these videos allows me to create more and to earn growth on this channel. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you who are watching this. It's because of you that I'm here and I'm able to do this, so thank you very much. I appreciate you a great deal, and I love speaking to all my regulars on the live chats. So what you see here is 4 roses that I've created of varying sizes, and I cut one of them down a lot more, and I'm painting the reverse as well so that you can't see the white paint on the reverse. And remember, you can use this very technique to create any kind of flower that you want to. It doesn't actually have to be a rose. So think of any flower that you like, and you can use the same technique and create whatever it is that you dream of. Here I have a close-up of the rose. As you can see, it's really very pretty. I still need to paint the underside there, but look at how that looks. It's beautiful. And I can turn each of the petals as well in different directions because it's quite easy to manipulate. And here are all 4 roses. And you can see one of them is much smaller. And they're of different sizes. And yeah, they're lovely, if you can see that. That's a smaller one. I'm going to maybe add a few more to that one. And that's another one as well. I hope you can see that. It's really pretty. You can see all the beautiful patterns of the blooms on the petals, all the cells and the colours. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to attach these now. Take them off the skewer, slide them off, and attach them to this lady's hair. And just look at how amazing that looks. It's absolutely stunning, with the lipstick as well, and the green in her eyes. I just felt like something was missing, so I decided to add a little bit more to it in the form of paintskin butterflies. These were really very easy to cut out and then form and glue onto the canvas as well. And then I used a gold pen to add some finishing touches. So, my dear friends and viewers, we come to the end of this little journey that we made together this week, and I do hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making this piece. It really is quite something to behold. Let me know what you think, and here's a quick flyover of the final product.
Beautiful woman, I felt it deep inside. Beautiful woman, people are talking me down. Beautiful woman, you try to tell me what's right. The road gets longer, you turn all grey into white. Oh, and all the things I didn't say, there's wrecking balls inside my brain. Standing tall with all my faith, there's empty voices in my head, and they will always be around until I found the one again.
Please leave a comment with your thoughts on this piece and let me know what you think.
Sometimes we simply fall out, beautiful woman.
Thank you for joining me on the Fluid Art Express, and up next is Venom Fluid Art. See you in the live.